As much as we don't like them, criminals are a part of our society. It's always an unpleasant experience when you run into one, but I think we've all had an experience or two with these rascals before. Whenever you fall victim to a crime, your best bet will be to call the police. These brave men and women in uniform do their very best every day to make sure that our streets and neighborhoods are safe, and they are the first call of defense whenever you spot a threat. Now, historically, police officers have had a pretty solid success rate when it comes to taking down criminals. But there are also instances where these bad guys actually get away from the cops right under their noses. In this clip, we'll be taking a look at some of these instances, as well as how the criminals were able to pull off their great escape. Well, we will get to know very soon. For our first clip, we'll be looking at the case of Joel Delgado, a guy who pulled off an incredible ruse back in 2022 to evade arrest. In July of 2022, the 41-year-old Delgado had built up a pretty good solid rap sheet. He was taken into custody after being found guilty on several charges, including residential burglary, petty theft, and attempted assault. With such a crazy resume, you can imagine that he'd be in custody for a very long time. But at the time of his most recent arrest, Delgado explained to the cops that he wasn't feeling well and couldn't feel his legs. A wheelchair was provided for him as the police were looking to take him into the courthouse, only for him to do this.
Oh, I'm gonna catch you, baby. I'm finna shoot your bitch ass. I ain't got my radio.
I don't know about any injuries, but I sure know this. Delgado was one heck of a sprinter. A few moments after he had escaped, he literally vanished. With the police officer out of breath, he had no choice but to call for backup.
God damn. Hey, bro. Which way you go? Nah, which way you go?
We went straight through the alley and cut that way.
What you need? Your phone. My damn radio came.
Hold on. Damn, bro, man, if I try to come behind you and get him.
I don't know where he went.
Still, there wasn't much of a point here. Delgado had fled, and a new hunt for him began immediately.
Hey, he took off, man. The wheelchair dude ran. He had a neck brace on and all that shit.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Didn't need that wheelchair very much, did he?
Hell no. Hey!
The crazy part of this whole thing was that Delgado's freedom didn't last so long. Just a few hours after he made his escape, he was caught once more. This time, the cops were careful enough to keep him under close supervision as they hauled him to court to answer for his crimes. And thanks to his little attempt at freedom, Delgado ended up with a new charge on his rap sheet: felony escape. Yeah, that dude is definitely going to be spending a whole lot of time behind bars. If you're a fan of cop shows back in the 90s and 2000s, then you're definitely a fan of high-speed chases. The classic, just get into a car and keep driving as tens of police cars, and in some cases, even choppers, get on their tail. Well, for our next clip, we've got a classic car chase. Back in August of 2022, the Middleton Police Department in Ohio responded to an emergency call after an officer claimed that he had seen and heard gunshots being fired out of the window of a red and black Pontiac. The moment the officer tried to take the car and arrest the shooter, he began running. This led to one of the craziest high-speed chases of the year, one that spanned whole minutes and just kept getting more intense. The chase began with the Pontiac running through different neighborhoods as the police car tried to keep up with it.
Central. One scooter went to Central, okay? Oh, okay. 10-4.
One unit for Simon, holding around number 30 Broad Street, 1022. 5 George K.
5 George K.
No increasing conditions, auto, 10-2.
6 Charlie. That's okay.
6 Charlie King. 15 Sergeant 1 King.
That's Sergeant List, job at 13 Central.
Broaden Wall, Scooter, Broaden Wall. Alright, 10-4, 1 David 1.
6 Edward is Central King. 6 Edward is Central King.
Stand by, 1 David 1 King.
But despite their best efforts, it looked like this driver was hell-bent on not getting caught. This guy ran through multiple red lights, pretty much showing disdain for anything that even resembled traffic safety laws. I mean, could you blame him? He was trying his best to not get arrested. Still, the first sign of friction for him came a few moments later, after he ran into a bit of a traffic stop.
Van 1 unit for Simon, holding around number 30 Broad Street, 1022.
196 Bleecker Street is apparently secure from ground level. Okay, we're gonna resolve.
Okay.
10-4.
Even with 2 police cars and a couple of civilian vehicles blocking him, this guy still managed to evade and make a run for it. Yeah, he wasn't messing around. The dangerous chase went on, with the driver of the Pontiac moving through cars and committing one traffic infraction after another.
Van 1 unit for Simon, holding around number 30 Broad Street, 1022. 5 George K.
5 George K.
No increasing conditions, auto, 10-2.
6 Charlie. That's okay.
6 Charlie King. 15 Sergeant 1 King.
That's Sergeant List, job at 13 Central.
Broaden Wall, Scooter, Broaden Wall. Alright, 10-4, 1 David 1.
6 Edward is Central King. 6 Edward is Central King.
Stand by, 1 David 1 King. 1 Scooter, proceed.
Eventually, he moved the chase down to the freeway, where he'd continue with his reckless driving as he looked to escape finally from the cops.
196 Bleecker Street is apparently secure from ground level. Okay, we're gonna resolve.
5 George K. 496 Broadway between Broome and Spring.
10-4.
13 Sergeant 1 is Central. 1 Scooter 1 to Central King.
Okay.
10-4.
Van 1 unit for Simon, holding around number 30 Broad Street, 1022. 5 George K.
5 George K.
No increasing conditions, auto, 10-2.
6 Charlie. That's okay.
6 Charlie King.
Eventually, the police officers knew that there was no point with this guy, and they had to give up the chase. Going after him was an obvious danger to everyone else, and they decided to let him be and continue their investigation later. After a while, it was discovered that the guy's name was Malaik Shabazz Davis, a 27-year-old resident of Middleton. A manhunt for him was immediately constituted, and last we checked, the police are still looking out for details that could lead to his arrest. I'd give him one though. This dude is a heck of a driver. Speaking of police chases, it's one thing for you to be in a vehicle and start a chase down that literally has several cops after you. Then it's another thing entirely for you to start a chase while stealing a police car. It was one of those only in Florida type situations. You'd think it would be impossible, but Xavier Cummings managed to pull it off. On May 6, 2021, Cummings managed to steal a cop car and try to make an escape through Interstate 95. But this attempt was short-lived after another police officer came and rammed his car off the road.
Guys, give me your speed. We're about 105, 110, trying to catch up. They're still a little ways away. It's pretty good traffic. Still south of that there one's got it, if you want to call it.
10-3, 10-3. Someone just pit him into the woods.
The 252. 252. Every unit behind us, stop traffic. Stop traffic. We got plenty up here.
9 Charlie 14. I'll be in the far right lane, stopping traffic.
Shut it down. Car in the woods, can't see the driver.
Watch him. Draw to me. Coming out the driver's side.
Y'all do not walk up on this car. We got enough people up here. Dog! That's the dog! He's on the move again in a Coco K9 Explorer going north on 95.
Cummings managed to come out of the wreckage of his car, get into a separate vehicle, and immediately make a run for it. How on earth did the drivers not see this coming?
One, follow that car. You got another car.
Everyone's got eyes still northbound.
Black Coco K9 Explorer.
Okay, we got units coming up just south of Dunlawton. It's the only vehicle coming at you. Center lane, blue lights on. Only vehicle, about 3 seconds out.
That weapons accessible in the cab. Any other vehicle dealing with them, block your doors.
Alright, we gotta stick it.
Alright. Delta 32 has eyes northbound.
14 to whoever's calling it. You want the traffic to stay put.
After being hit with a stinger, basically a tool that helps to puncture tires and slow cars down, Cummings was unable to keep up the pace much longer. He came to a stop around a median on the interstate road, and the cops once again converged at his location.
Which car? The Coco car?
Coco SUV, Coco SUV. In the shoulder right now.
Stick it from both Port Orange units. Full stick it.
Are there guns in the front of the car? Ask the K9 handler from Coco. He said yes, there probably is.
Okay, vehicle smoking north of 95, or north of Dunlawton by about a half mile. Going into the inside lane.
Being advised that's a SWAT officer's vehicle. Don't be in the same lane with him, he's going to lose debris all over the road.
Inside lane, he's starting to slow down. It's about a quarter-mile south of Williamson overpass.
Okay, 911, if you're not already, hurry up and get up here. I'm coming. Hey, you guys, light K9 to the front. Light K9 to the front. Car 1, make sure we get some long guns up here, too.
Still northbound, north of the Williamson overpass.
X-ray 11's at 92. Does it need more sticks or no? Alright, everybody hold there. We need a K9 up here. Mike, where you at? Passing Williamson. Alright, he's braking for the median, guys. He's braking for the median. Braking for the median. Everybody slow down. Don't ball up here.
It's underneath the wires. Underneath the wires. In the median.
At this point, the jig was up for Cummings. He had led the police on an incredible chase, but now he had to be taken into custody to answer for his crimes.
Temple, there's going to be K9 in the signal 10.
10-3, 10-3.
We got one thrown down on the ground.
42 hours.
CO3 Central, I need a Cocoa unit back here.
Kudos to the police for getting this one right, although I have no idea how they even managed to let him escape in the first place. Well, you live, you learn, I guess. There's no doubt that there are some really daring people out there who would do anything to escape. Fortunately, most of the time, the police are always on hand to serve justice when due. What do you think though? Which of these scenarios was the wildest? Let us know in the comments below.